Hi, and welcome to the news headlines of this hour. The global chemical watchdog group has confirmed Germany and other countries' findings that Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny was a victim of an attack with a Soviet-era nerve agent. German Chancellor Angela Merkel's spokesman said on Tuesday. Stefan Seibert said in a statement that the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons has carried out its own analysis of samples taken from Navalny, and they agree with the results already from the special laboratories in Germany, Sweden, and France. Navalny, a corruption investigator who is Russian President Vladimir Putin's fiercest critic, was flown to Germany 2 days after falling ill on August 20th during a domestic flight in Russia. German officials said last month that the labs found traces of chemical agent from the Novichok family in the Russian politician's system. The number of people hit by seasonal flooding of East Africa has increased more than five-fold in 4 years, according to UN figures. Nearly 6 million people have been affected this year, with 1.5 million of them forced from their homes. Parts of the region are recording the heaviest rains in a century. In 2019, a big temperature differential between the east and the west sides of the Indian Ocean was blamed for heavy rainfall. Iran reported record high coronavirus cases yesterday, a day after the health ministry warned the whole country was on red alert amid a third wave of surging infections. The ministry registered a record 4,151 new cases over the past 24 hours, a period in which 227 patients died. The worst hit country in the Middle East, Iran, has now reported 4,79,825 COVID-19 cases and 27,419 deaths from the virus. All of Iran's 31 provinces are now considered hotspots, with the capital the worst affected city. An explosives-laden truck ignited on Tuesday on a busy street in northern Syrian town controlled by Turkey-backed opposition fighters, killing at least 14 people and wounding dozens. Turkey's state-run news agency and Syrian opposition activists reported. The blast in the town of Al-Bab took place near a bus station where people often gather to travel from one region to another, according to the opposition's civil defense, also known as White Helmets. The explosion caused widespread damage to buildings in the area and set vehicles on fire in the town located in Aleppo province, activists said. The victims included a number of women and children, the reports by Turkey's Anadolu news agency said. Belarusian opposition leader Svetlana Tikhanovskaya visited a fragment of the Berlin Wall ahead of a meeting with Chancellor Angela Merkel on Tuesday, saying she saw in it a symbol of the transformation she wanted to bring about in her own country. Tikhanovskaya, who says she won Belarus's presidential election 2 months ago and accuses long-standing President Alexander Lukashenko of hanging on to power only via massive electoral fraud, is in Berlin to drum up support. Hundreds of thousands have protested in the streets of Belarus's cities since the election, defying brutal police crackdowns and widespread violence to demand Lukashenko clear the way for a fresh vote. Foreign ministers of the United Arab Emirates and Israel met in Berlin on Tuesday to talk for Germany hopes will strengthen nascent ties between the two nations and bolster broader Middle East peace efforts. German Foreign Minister Heiko Maas said it was a great honor that the Israeli and Emirati foreign ministers have chosen Berlin as the location for the historic first meeting since the two countries agreed to normalize relations in the US brokered deal. The agreement signed at the White House ceremony last month reflects the changing politics of the Middle East, in which shared concerns about arch enemy Iran have largely overtaken traditional Arab support for the Palestinians, who reject the deal as a betrayal. The Nobel Prize in Chemistry was jointly awarded on Wednesday to Emmanuel Charpentier and Jennifer A. Doudna for the development of a method for genome editing. This year's prize is about rewriting the code of life. Goran K. Hansson, the Secretary General of the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences, said as he announced the names of the laureates. Professor Charpentier and Professor Doudna discovered the CRISPR-Cas9 tool, a kind of genetic scissors that allow researchers to change the DNA of animals, plants, and microorganisms with extremely high precision. This is Jyoti reporting for Our Voice.